So we get the idea. We can take anything to an extreme. We've got to kind of keep everything balanced. Move that into kind of the natural. You know, it's good to be that we have some consistency, and that's what the distractions can throw us off of that consistency. Good to have some good habits. Establish a routine with some balance. And you'll find, you probably already do notice this, that you excel at whatever it is that you're consistent with. Whatever you consistently do, that's what you end up getting good at or developing in, good or bad. You know, a person can, for instance, could eat well and in moderation and have the results of that over consistently doing that, or not and have the results of that consistently doing that. Whatever you consistently do. You know, we were for a good 5 years or so just popping out video consistently, you know, with our Fix the Family channel and program. And then we moved into other things, you know, and got good at that, built a good audience with it and the whole bit. You know, we still do it much more moderately. But then what we have locally here, pretty significant economic downturn. Work starts taking up more of my time. I have to focus more on that. You know, so I'm spending more time on that. What happens there? Practice grows at the highest level that it's ever been, just because that's where I was focusing my time. So we purposefully decide, again, purpose-driven life, purposefully decide where we're going to spend our time. Have a plan. Satan can pull us into sin if we're idle. And so that old phrase, an idle mind is a devil's workshop. So we can actually schedule things out, you know, especially in our discretionary time. What should I be doing each part of the day? And I've talked about these things before. And actually, I've had some of these young guys approach me. It's like, let me see those schedules you're talking about, you know, and I'll pass them around to people just to see how it works and the way I do it. It doesn't have to be done the way I do it, but it's just a whole concept. Now, instead of doing that, I tend to be more flexible, have older children, some away from home, want to be more available and not so scripted, that way in case they have something they need. So again, getting back to purpose, what's the purpose of what we're doing? You know, if we're working for money for itself to hoard, you know, that's a scripture too. The grain bins, just store it up in the grain bins. Not going to help you eat it. You know, just store it up. That's one thing. And it all depends on if, you know, somebody is investing that much time into their work unnecessarily. You know, what else is being sacrificed? You know, if you have people that work away a lot, you know, they have a family back home. That's a pretty serious sacrifice, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. You know, but can that situation be improved? Or like in a case of, you know, just working for prestige, you might have. I have a job that has a public persona. You know, so I might want to build this big practice or whatever, and I came up through one of those firms. And is it an in and of itself, or depending on if the workplace is actually set up to where they really care about? Unfortunately, the one I worked at, they really cared about the people that were there and their lifestyle, and is it what they call a family-oriented type of place. Another example, wrote a book you know, self-published it, and then one guy comes up to me and says, "Oh, how you gonna push it? How you gonna sell it? You gonna start traveling and all?" And it's like, no, you know, go to all these book shows or presentations, or whatever. No, like, put it on the internet and let it sell itself, because that's not my job. You know, I have a job that's gonna produce it. You know, it's there for whoever needs it. But what's good about this gig is, like, you know, you could easily contradict yourself. You know, so it kind of helps you keep yourself in check. If it was a book about making money, I want to promote the book, then, you know, then yeah, I mean, there's no contradiction going and pushing a book to make money. But if I'm writing something about family and I'm not being true to my word, then it don't make a whole lot of sense. You know, why would anybody listen? So it's like, you know, practice what I preach. But we all know Dr. Brain Petrie. That is what he does for a living. Between writing and speaking. And I remember listening to one of his talks, and somebody said, well, Dr. Brink, what inspired that book? He said, bills. Money. You know, it's like, it's kind of a cold answer. You know, you think, oh, I got this great inspiration. No, I had to write a book to they got a family to support. Another one that could be taken to extreme exercise. I'm around that a lot. You know, and I remember a priest, I believe it was EWTN priest, one of the younger ones at the time. He talked about, you know, people go to these gyms and spend hours and hours and hours. Purpose. What's the purpose of that? Vanity, pride. And he called it cult of the body. That was in vogue at the time, probably still is today. You know, or in my circles as the ones that do the long distance running. They're spending a lot of extra time on that. So we get the idea. We can take anything to an extreme. We've got to kind of keep everything balanced. So what do we do with all that? Make a plan. Goals.